Today, burnout. Households shut their wallets as living costs rise. Hello again, it's Martin North from Digital Finance Analytics. Welcome to this post covering finance and property news. Trying to get a handle on what is going on in the economy is not easy, as I discussed recently in my show about retail turnover, which, when adjusted for inflation, is falling and falling hard. So no great surprise to see that the latest data from the ABS on household spending growth showed that it had slowed. It was up 0.1% over the year. The 0.1% rise in May follows a 2.2% increase in the 12 months to April. Indicator estimates are produced at current price, original and current price calendar-adjusted terms. Calendar-adjusted estimates take account of trading days, impacts and length of the month. And the inclusion of season-adjusted estimates for some series is planned, but of course it's not there yet. So we have to focus really on the year-to-year movements. And through the year movements, measure the change in the current month compared to the same month in the previous year, but it's not adjusted for inflation. It's also worth noting that in risk-released data for the alcoholic beverages and tobacco category have not been published. They've actually not been published for the last 5 months, as this category is being reviewed at the moment. The ABS says that it's continuing to assess and refine the methodology for the alcoholic beverages and tobacco series. The data will be available in the monthly housing spending indicators later in 2024 as part of future improvements. Now, also bear in mind that significant events such as COVID-19 can lead to very strong movements through the year, and so we need to be careful when comparing periods through those events. Anyway, through the year, household spending increased for 4 spending categories. The largest increase was in health, up 8.8%. Also, miscellaneous goods and services up 7.3%, and furnishing and household equipment up 3.3%. And through the year, household spending on services rose 2.3%, driven by increased spending on health and other services, while goods fell 2.5%, driven by decreased spending on clothing and footwear and goods for recreation and culture. And once again, there was higher growth in spending on non-discretionary goods and services, things people have to buy, such as on health services and food, compared to discretionary items, things which are not necessary, rather more aspirational spending. Typically, when people are under financial pressure, it shows first in a fall in discretionary items. And through the year, non-discretionary spending rose 1.8%, driven by increased spending on health and the purchase and operation of vehicles. But discretionary spending fell 1.9%, driven by decreased spending on clothing and footwear, and also accommodation services. And there were also a mix of rises and falls across the 8 states and territories compared to the same time last year. The largest rises in spending were seen in Queensland, up 2.2%, and South Australia, up 0.8%. Those rises were driven by higher spending on health, as well as miscellaneous goods and services, which includes childcare, professional services, and personal care. But this is not inflation adjusted, of course, running at 4% currently. And if you adjust for inflation, in fact, both categories are falling. Plus, of course, we have a population increase of circa 600,000, which should really be helping the numbers. And this is an aggregate measure, and we know that actually the distribution across the population of different types of households varies remarkably. So this weak data might, at one level, be seen as an indicator which suggests that a further RBA rate hike is not needed, as the tightening is now showing. Although, of course, the various tax cuts and other government support flowing from 1 July 2024, which is worth at least $20 billion, could well boost household spending ahead. At very least, it does appear that the government and the RBA are pulling in different directions in what Tarek Brooker has coined as burnout economics. I love the smell of burnout in the morning. Now, if you're buying your home in Sydney's contentious market, you don't need to stand alone. This is the time you need to have Edwin Almeida from Ribbon Property Consultants standing alongside you. Buying a property is both challenging and adversarial. The vendor has a professional on their side. Emotions run high, price discovery and price transparency are hard to find, and then there's the wasted time and financial investments that you make. Edwin understands your needs, so why not engage a licensed professional to stand alongside you? With RPC, you know you have experience, knowledge, and master negotiators looking after your best interests. So shoot Ribbon an email at info@ribbonproperty.com.au, and if you use the promo code DFAWTW/Martin, you can get a 10% discount offer. I'm Martin North from Digital Finance Analytics. Many thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.